Hello and welcome to Always Bored, Never Boring. So last night, or more accurately this morning, I sat down with a cup of tea and sleepy eyes to watch the Warhammer World Championships live previews. Or again, to be more accurate, to watch about 20 minutes of the live previews because there was only one thing I was interested in, Warhammer Quest Darkwater. And while the reveal focused mainly on the miniatures, as always, a few things were confirmed. The game does use a hardback book full of maps, and there are indeed more than 4 heroes as a lot of people predicted. Additionally, Games Workshop immediately shared a Warhammer Community article that was far more informative than the live preview, and by scouring images in that article I was able to glean some additional bits of information. All told, I would say I do feel a lot better about Darkwater than I did 24 hours ago, although I still have reservations and I still want to know more about the actual gameplay. But I'm really tired, so let's blitz through this quickly. Miniatures. So many miniatures. There are 49 miniatures in total. 7 of them are heroes, the 4 we have already seen, the Manticore Knight, the Renegade Saint, the Cleansing Blade, and the Dwarden Explorer. Additionally, there is Prince Kelthanor, a Kanothi archer with a pose that, from the photographed angle, looks awful. That back leg on the tactical pillar looks a mess to me. Then there is Drasher Vaughn, who could double for Sabretooth from the X-Men. He's a shape-shifting warrior, which could be fun. Finally, there is my instant favourite of the bunch, a Jade Wizard with a little owl friend and a separate Best Boy Woodland Spirit companion. Absolutely lovely miniatures. The cast of villains includes 2 Cankerborn, which are twice the height of a Plague Bearer and come into existence when demons inflict violence on the land itself. There are 3 Blight Templars, lovely roly-poly boys who just want to have a party and play pin the head on the spike with you. There are 14 Pox Wretches, which are a mob enemy. They are the worshippers who are just starting to develop the blessings of Nurgle. There are 8 Pestigors, which are the Nurgle flavour of Beastmen. And there are 8 Maya Kelpies, which are adorable little things, but not the Nurglings I was really hoping for. I really think there should have been some funny little blubber buddies scuttling around the place. This putrid bunch is led by 4 villain characters. There is a Pestigor shaman called Foulhoof, which, as names go, is a bit on the nose. Or on the foot, I guess. There is Mulgoth the Cleaver. Don't be fooled by his name, he's got an axe. Then there is Belga the Cyst Witch. She's basically a big old maggot lady, or several maggot ladies combined together. Proper Dark Souls. And there is the big bad Gelgus Pust. For my money, the weakest miniature in the set, because he looks like he's got pigtails. He's giving me Aphex Twin Window Licker vibes. And it may be the way the miniature is painted, but it just doesn't convey the menace you see in the awesome accompanying art. All that gets us to 47 miniatures. The last 2 miniatures in the box are treasure markers. Oh, and for reference, Cursed City had 60 miniatures, Blackstone Fortress had 44, Shadows over Hammerhal had a measly 31, and Silver Tower had 51, so Darkwater's miniature count seems reasonable. The rest of the contents comprise 14 Warhammer Quest dice, a 36-page rulesbook, a quick start guide, 61 cardboard tokens, 12 card deck boxes for storing your progress, and a whopping 341 cards for abilities, statuses, equipment, rewards, events, and other surprises. Oh, and there is that map book, of course. I think that's a thing that most people want to know more about. But to talk about it, I think we first need to talk about the structure of the game. Darkwater is fully cooperative for 1 to 4 players. You can play solo, but if you do, you will be controlling multiple heroes. I predict you will always have 4 heroes on the team. Games Workshop are claiming the game is quick to learn, easy to play, and highly replayable. A single skirmish takes about 30 minutes, which does seem a little brief for my liking, while a full campaign, which is divided into 3 acts, takes from 10 to 14 hours. Each act in the campaign is further broken down into skirmishes and act cards that present mini-games, puzzles, or events. This is a format that will be familiar to fans of Blackstone Fortress. This card, for example, sees the heroes playing a card game with a chance for one of them to win a reward. There is an implication here that there is some friendly or not so friendly competition between the heroes, which will be familiar to fans of Silver Tower. When you encounter a skirmish situation, you will fight on a map from the map book. This book is hardback, supposedly lays flat despite being hardback, has 38 pages, and contains 18 double-page maps. The maps are hex-based, rather beautiful, and a bit less cramped than I had feared for. They are also a bit more maze-like than I had thought for, with at least several maps being more like a series of passageways rather than an open battlefield. This again feels a bit like Blackstone Fortress. One thing I found particularly interesting is that information for skirmishes isn't printed in the map book. That information appears in a separate card deck, and there are several scenario cards for each map. That means should you replay the campaign, you may visit the same locations, but your adventures there, the enemies you face and the objectives you fulfill, could be different. That's a nice way to build more replayability into the core campaign. It also makes it easy to make custom missions, or for Games Workshop to offer more scenarios as card packs without having to print new maps as well. You know, if they decide to support the game, that is. I also noticed that during a campaign, we will unlock new heroes. This suggests some characters are encountered through the evolving narrative and will join the party as you progress. At a guess, I would say the 4 heroes we saw plenty of in the run-up to this preview will be the starting 4 characters, while the other 3 will appear later in the campaign. But I hope not. I want to use the Jade Wizard right from the start. Unfortunately, while we now have a better idea of how the campaign structure works, we are still lacking a lot of information regarding the specifics of gameplay. That said, it is possible to deduce a few things and hazard a few guesses. First, it looks like the initiative system from Blackstone Fortress and Cursed City is out, but there is still an initiative system. At the top of each map there is a track with 8 spaces, 4 of which seem to be marked for villain activations, or possibly the arrival of Avenger from the Dungeons & Dragons cartoon. I am going to assume the 4 blank spaces are filled randomly with tokens representing the heroes. At the end of the track there is an hourglass, and then there is a second track with 5 spaces showing hourglasses. So it looks like the heroes get 1 activation each, interspersed with enemy actions, and then a round tracker advances. It is possible that a skirmish must be completed within 5 turns, ensuring games remain quick. We also know that we are going back to a regular D6 action system. The regular dice appear in several photos and videos, and while Games Workshop didn't bother to show off any character cards, we can see Inara's card in one of the photos, upside down and a bit blurry, and it looks like she has an attack that hits on a 3+. This card suggests the action dice system is out, which is a shame. Instead, Inara has several action cards. They are attack, move, and aid, and in the video on the community page, it looks like every character has the same 3 basic action cards. I am assuming the text I can't read on her actual character card lists some character specific stuff she can do as well. The ability cards appear to have some kind of cost to use them, and then they are tapped, so it's possible a simple action point and resource management system is in effect. Despite the return of the regular D6, there are also 2 custom dice, one red, one black. It seems that these will be used to randomize events, as some of the symbols appear on special rules on a scenario card. From the look of the symbols, I am sure these dice will also be for the core of the enemy AI system. And I think that's probably all I can say at the moment. I admit I am somewhat frustrated, because for all we learned about Darkwater, we still don't know much about the core gameplay. But I think it's safe to say that, while there are hints of Blackstone Fortress about this, it's going to be yet another new rule system for Warhammer Quest. Characters and enemies from previous quests aren't going to be plug and play, they will need to be reworked and redesigned. Overall, I am feeling happier, more confident, but at the same time, I would have liked to know a lot more. I didn't see much that could be considered a callback to Warhammer Quest 1995, and I am going to miss map tiles. There are probably more guesses I could make, but I am going to wrap up this video for now. I will leave you to speculate in the comments section and save my breath for when we have more concrete information. For now, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please consider pressing the like button. If you really like the video, please consider subscribing if you don't already do so, and hopefully, I will see you all again very soon. Bye bye everyone, bye bye.